hearing for the first time about what happened in the hours after Metro Police say a former Titan scout murdered his pregnant girlfriend. Blaise Taylor is accused of killing her by having her overdose on cocaine. WSMV's Amber Jayon joins us now with the surprising actions taken by the victim's friends. Amber, it sounds like they were already suspicious.
That's right, Jeremy. Well, a lot happened today. We heard testimony from a Metro officer, a doctor from Vanderbilt, and from close friends to the family of Jade Benning, who went into her apartment after Jade was hospitalized. And Lauren Weber worked with Jade Benning at Ernest Bar Hideaway, and the two became friends. Now, during opening statements earlier this week, the defense mentioned that Jade was a heavy drinker who would frequently use marijuana and mushrooms. And Lauren spoke about Jade's recent mindset, saying that she was excited to be a mother and also stopped drinking and using drugs during her pregnancy. Now, Lauren says that she spoke with Jade's biological mother, Bridget Burks, the night Jade was rushed to the hospital. And when Lauren asked what she could do, she says that Bridget told her to go into Jade's apartment to take photos, blow out a candle, and to lock her door and take her keys. Now, she says when she went into the apartment, she smelled cleaning products. Another family friend, Stephanie Franklin, also went into Jade's apartment the following day under the request of Jade's mother. Now, she testified, saying that she took some evidence from the home, including the blanket Jade vomited on, and she also captured several videos and pictures of the apartment.
Why did you take it upon yourself to essentially do police work?
Because Bridget was hurting, and Bridget wanted answers, and Bridget and I were both pissed. Excuse my French. We were angry. Didn't seem like anybody was doing anything.
Now, Jade was still on life support during this time. She did die about a week later on her 25th birthday. And Blaise Taylor was arrested a year later in March of 2024. He's now facing 2 counts of first-degree murder and 2 counts of felony murder. Jeremy?